What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nick here with another Big Brother 27 recap show. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I had a lot of stuff popping up, especially the next coming weeks. I have stuff that could prevent me from doing a live stream on Friday. Um, so if that is the case, just bear with me. Regardless, I will have the recaps ready to go because I have a lot to talk about. It's only week 2 and so much has happened. I am so ready to get down to business. Let's not keep you waiting anymore. Let's get right into the recap. Okay, I got the slideshow ready to go. By the way, in case anybody was wondering, because last recap show I had my sunglasses on during the presentation, was dealing with some eye problems. You probably could see my eye because I didn't put on sunglasses today. Don't worry, it's nothing contagious. It's nothing. It's just one of those things you can't control, and except just do the right uh, procedure and properly draining or popping said issue. I had to do a lot of research about this, so it's what it is. Nevertheless, let's get down to business. This week we are going to cover the week 2 recap. A lot of fallout from the first eviction. There's 3 twists that are about to be unleashed. We'll have the second eviction results, and we'll touch bases quickly on the Big Brother Unlocked series that premiered this past Friday night. I'll just give you a little overview of what happened there. Oh. Okay, so if you recall on our last recap show, Zay was the first person to be evicted from the Big Brother house, and a huge fallout happened from that first eviction. It was very emotional if your name was Zach. Yes, this boy was legit. He felt like Zay had just broken up with him and was just left in tears the whole night. It's not that serious. You only met him. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna talk hypocritical because honestly, I support a great bromance. Um, however, you did just meet him like what? They've only known him for 10 days. Usually my bromances, I've built a foundation and we're like joined at the hip and we've been together for like 7 years already. So but whatever it takes to solidify your bromance, I will stand behind you. I just thought it was great TV. So and that was Keanu consoling Zach right there. But other people um got wasted no time and got right to work on trying to determine the numbers of the votes. So, because it was a 9-5 vote, it was a pretty close vote. So, and some people had flipped apparently. We're going to evict Amy instead of Zay, including some of Zay's alliance members. So now Jimmy is one of the people getting down to the wire and seeing who um, tried to evict Amy. So and Keanu and Kelly are on the same page too. They are going around um, trying to see who the extra vote was, because somebody lied and said they were going to vote out Amy and ended up voting out Zay. Kelly had approached Keanu and had pitched that Riley had tried to flip the vote. Let me see. Yeah, they tried to pin Riley as that one vote that flipped, but Keanu's smarter than that. He said, "No, it can't be Riley. There's only one other person that would have done this. Will." Now, let me remind you, Will voted out Amy for sure. But Kelly and Keanu are so convinced that Will was the vote that flipped. In fact, Keanu and Will were ready to call each other out because of this accusations. But everybody was holding them back, saying, no, don't do anything. Let's just go win HOH and let's figure this out because that's a bad move to call somebody out for stuff like this. And it is, honestly. It is. So this is the perfect time for the next head of household competition. And it is go time. It's called the BB Break-In. All right. Now, this is a very special one because there is more at stake in this head of household competition, which leads me to the mastermind. Yes, the mastermind we saw in week 1 is back for some more fun. In fact, he snuck into the house and opened up a vault that had some stuff in it. What are those? What is his possessions that he took out? Let's talk about them as we discuss the twist. So, for head of household number 2, 3 powers have now entered the game. The first 3 house guests to find the correct piece to the corresponding power will win that power, including head of household. One of the pieces is the key to the head of household. Now, another note to make, Vince is the outgoing HOH, so he is ineligible to compete for the head of household key, but he will still be able to compete in this competition to win one of the 3 powers. So what is these powers? Well, let's discuss. The first one we have is the mystery competitor, and we will talk about this. We'll break it down in a moment, but here, who was the one that won the mystery competitor? Keanu. And boy, did he need this power, because last week, if you remember, Jimmy called out Keanu at the veto meeting, saying that Keanu was a snake. Meanwhile, Keanu's over here calling Jimmy the snake. So it's like a game of he said, she said. They've apparently called a truce. They said it was a misunderstanding, so they came to an agreement, or so we thought. But let's hear about this mystery competitor. So this power is going to double your chances at winning the veto. A former house guest is going to replace one of the 2 randomly selected house guests in the veto competition. Keanu will still compete in the veto competition as well. If the mystery house guest wins the veto, it's going right to Keanu. He must activate this power prior to picking players for the veto competition. The power will expire when jury begins. The next power is the mystery veto. Who is the winner of this power? Kelly. Now, I gotta say, Kelly is surprising me. For someone who thought she was going to be the first boot last week, she's over here playing the game. I think Kelly's going to be a force to be reckoned with pretty soon. So let's hear about the mystery veto, shall we? This power is going to give you an opportunity to win a second veto. Kelly will compete in a solo competition in order to win it. If she completes the challenge, she will win the secret veto. This power will expire when jury begins. And she's able to use this veto on herself or anybody else on the block. Okay, the final power, and I like this one. This is the HOH interrogation. The winner of this power was Mickey. Wow, Mickey came to play also. And I'm going to tell you right now, her power is probably the best one out of the bunch. So let me break it down. This power lets you overthrow the head of household and their nominations. So basically, this is a fancy version of the coup d'etat. And if I'm correct, the meaning of the coup d'etat means to overthrow your ruler and take over. And now we've seen the coup d'etat happen twice on Big Brother. The first time someone won the coup d'etat power was in season 7 of All Stars, and that was by Mike Boogie. But he declined to use the power because he felt he didn't need to use it. In season 11, we saw the power return, and it was won by Jeff. Uh, Jeff Schroeder. And he used this power to his advantage by getting rid of one of the biggest Big Brother players in history. Emphasis on biggest because he's full of muscles. Mr. Spectacular Jesse was the victim of the coup d'etat. He ended up getting evicted, becoming the first member of the jury, and basically backdoored. He didn't get no chance to save himself. It all happened on eviction night. So it's kind of nice to see this power come back. So this gives Mickey a really good power. However, if she activates this power, the HOH that's being overthrown will have the power to question every house guest. Then the HOH will make one guess and one guess only to determine who activated the power. If they guess correctly, they will remain HOH and Mickey's power will go. and likely she will become a target. If they guess incorrectly, then Mickey becomes the HOH and she will make her nominations. So regardless of what happens, Mickey is going to be exposed. It's just a matter of will she be exposed for good or for bad? Hopefully for good, because I would like to see Mickey use this power and have it be successful, because that would shake up the house. This power will also expire when jury begins. So I think Mickey's power is probably the best one out of all of them. All right, that just leaves the head of household key. So who is getting that almighty power for the week? Drum roll, please. It is Jimmy. Jimmy is our next head of household for the week. And boy, does he have some plans. It's pretty clear who he's going to be targeting for the week. But Jimmy goes on full power trip because he's already going around asking who's got the power and going around threatening people saying, if you're lying to me, you're going to, you got a one-way ticket to Block City. I think he's going to probably trademark that at some point. So it's pretty clear who's going to be targeting Mr. Keanu, but he's going to need some pawns to go up next to him. So he approaches Kelly because I believe she already, because Jimmy was sitting next to one of the power little containers that you had to put the pieces in, and Kelly was right there, and she made herself be known. So Jimmy right away knows that Kelly has a power, and I think he's trying to flesh out all the powers, so she'll put him up. But we got to see who this third pawn is going to be. We'll see. Next, we're moving into the Alliance updates. So last week we talked, or I didn't get a chance to talk about this alliance, the Burger Boys, because we just learned about this on Eviction Night. It was formed by Will, Zay, Keanu, Riley, and Zach. But seeing that Zay is now out of the picture, I think it's safe to say that the Burger Boys are officially done. I wish I had my buzzer, but I guess I don't. Now, the Heavy Hitters Alliance, it looks like it's still going. But after this week, it seems like some people are questioning Jimmy a little bit because of his power trip. So it's safe to say I think the Heavy Hitters are going to be done. And not only that, but people in the Heavy Hitters Alliance is already trying to form a side alliance, excluding Rachel from the list. So it's safe to say this alliance is going to be done. So this week we have a new alliance called The Bond, and it's being formed by Vince, Zach, Will, Adrian, Ava, and Lauren. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe this could be the new heavy hitters right here. We still have the Mom Squad, Rachel and Amy. However, there's a new alliance that's forming with them called the Girls, and I feel Amy was the one that put this one together because she's trying to unite the girls together. We also have the Triplets Alliance that I talked about last week, so it looks like this is still going strong. And we still have Triple Threat that is ruling this week. Although with Jimmy's power trip, Mickey and Morgan are kind of, they're questioning his loyalty. Plus, Mickey and Morgan have solidified a final two, and Mickey only told Morgan about her power, and she has not told anybody else. So it's clear that these two are going to be working together long term. So eventually, I do see them turning on Jimmy when the time is right. So eventually, the triple threat's going to be done. I don't usually talk a lot about final twos because there's so many, but last week we did talk about Vince and Kelly because Vince was looking for pawns because he was HOH, and Kelly offered herself up. So this final two is still going strong. Alrighty, so now who is on the chopping block? I think some are pretty obvious, but let's dive right in. These are the nominees pre-veto. We have Kelly, Adrian, and Keanu. Now, Adrian's is kind of a shocker because, again, Jimmy needed a pawn, but Adrian, of all people? So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But Jimmy already talked to Adrian and told him, "Look, you're just the pawn. I don't want you going home this week." Yeah, that's what they tell all the pawns. Okay. Okay, so Keanu's on the block. So clearly he's going to need to use his mystery competitor power to just to up his chances at winning the veto. So Jimmy's like, "Well, fuck." Yeah. And he pretty much knew that Keanu had a power. And because of that, they get into a war of words. Luckily, I have my speaker set up, so I'm going to play the audio of their fight. And so you guys can hear the fight that happened. You're going to need it. Okay. Another lie? That makes sense. Jimmy, the only person that lied here is you, brother. You looked me straight in the eye and told me if you won HOH, you would not put me up. You were lying to me when you lied about the power. Sit back down because you belong on that chair. Have your moment. This is your moment. Have it. Because you're not going to have that many more. Sit back down. My moment. Jimmy, this is all about you. My moment is winning out from here on out and picking you off all one by one. Okay, that's where Keanu dropped the ball. Like, I was all for him calling out Jimmy right then and there, but then Keanu dropped the ball and said, "I'm gonna win out and start picking people off one by one." He had everyone shooketh. Oh, we're not there yet. Yeah, he had everyone shooketh, and Ashley called him out right then and there and told him, "Well, then I have no problem sending you out," or something like that. We're gonna hear what she says right now. Let's see. I promise. Pick us off one by one. Bye. Then we'll send you right on home. Yeah. So Ashley was the first person to say that. She made it clear, like, all right, well, we're sending you home then. Goodbye. I see that Keanu was trying to make a point. I think if he had just left it at, I'm gonna win out and make sure that you're out of the house before me. I think if he had said that, it wouldn't have rubbed people the wrong way, and he would have still kept good with everybody. So, but that kind of shook people the wrong way, and a lot of people were talking about that after after the picking players. So yeah, so now it's a matter of who's going to be this mystery competitor. So as we move into the Power of Veto competition for week 2. Yes, these are, if you look right here, these are the house guests. They are dressed up as little plants. What they're going to have to do is there's 2 buttons over here. They're going to have to stick to the wall and hold the buttons until they get the secret word telling them to go. Okay. Now, before the competition begins, they have to see who the mystery house guest is. And it is a comp beast nonetheless. For those of you who have watched Big Brother before, you will remember this house guest as a person who has won numerous vetoes in a row. Not only that, but this person was the winner of Big Brother 20. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to Casey. Welcome back, Casey. It was so great to see you on TV again. Even my aunt was so excited to see her compete. Again, Casey Clark, she was on season 20 of Big Brother and she won Big Brother. She was next to Tyler, who's another Big Brother legend, was on and he went on to Big Brother All Stars. I think there was rumors that Casey was supposed to be on Big Brother All Stars, but allegedly she might have had COVID. We don't know for sure. I did mention she won like 5 vetoes in a row towards the end of the game, and that's pretty much what solidified her victory. She has recently appeared on multiple seasons of MTV's The Challenge. So, needless to say, she is still in competition mode, and she has to be as she gets ready to compete. Now, this one was an interesting competition. Like I said, they had to hold on to buttons, and the person to hit their button the button last was going to be eliminated from the round. It was like that competition with relays. Now, everything was doing good. And then we get to the middle of the competition, and then Jimmy had a false start, which if you have a false start, you're eliminated from the game. So I was shocked. I was like, oh my God. And then the biggest shock came right after that when Keanu had a false start. So we're like, oh crap. So now it's down to Casey and Adrian, the one pawn for the week. So who do you think came out on top? Ladies and gentlemen, our veto winner was Casey. Was there ever a doubt? Come on. This woman won 5 vetoes in a row. And if it wasn't Jag, then it was going to be her. So Casey won, which means the real veto winner of the week is Keanu. And boy, did he need this veto, because if he did not, there was a good chance he was going to be going home this week. He would have had to put his faith in the BB Blockbuster. So congratulations to Keanu. So again, Jimmy's like, well, so now his target is safe. And this is the second week in a row where the target of the house is safe. Because last week Ashley was the house target and she won the veto herself. Keanu was the house target. He sort of won it herself. Now, of course, Jimmy had to open his big ass motherfucking mouth, just like he always fucking does. Basically said, yeah, Casey handed you that win. If it wasn't for her, you would be gone. Yeah, Jimmy has no love lost for Keanu, especially now that he has to go look for another replacement nominee. And he's already thinking, now that he knows that Kelly has a power that could be related to the veto, he might have to put up 2 house guests pretty soon, making he would have to put 5 people up for the week. That's not good for Jimmy. Nuh-uh. People are going to remember that. So he's left with, it's funny because he's talking about big moves. Like, Jimmy, what the hell? Like, you're considering Amy and Will? Like, come on. This is what people hate, is people targeting the older people. Not that they're old, just I should say people of a particular age, especially when the whole house is like 20 and 30-year-olds. These are the only 2, as well as Rachel, that are the parents of the house. As Amy would say, this is a weenie move. Nevertheless, let's see what happens. Keanu is going to use the veto, obviously, on himself. That leaves an open spot for the nomination block. So the nominations pre-Blockbuster is Kelly, Adrian, and Amy. Right back up on the block. It is a weenie move. So now that Kelly is on the block, Kelly has to use her mystery veto power. So here we go. So this is the competition that Kelly has to win in order to secure that second veto. Now, if she completes it, so she has to complete this puzzle in 2 minutes. If she does, she wins the veto. If not, then her power goes. Nevertheless, Kelly wins the veto because it's a pretty easy puzzle. So good for you, Kelly. And Kelly is using the veto on herself, so we're going to take her off. Now, here are the nominations pre-Blockbuster, for real this time. This is for real. Adrian, Amy, and Will be sitting on the block for eviction night. Now, of course, it's up to Rachel to start campaigning for votes to get Amy to stay, because she doesn't want her mom squad to go. And she went upstairs to the HOH room and talked to Zach, Jimmy, and Morgan. But here's the thing. Zach wants Amy gone. Morgan wants Morgan wants Adrian gone. Jimmy wants Kelly gone. You know, they're not going to tell Rachel that they're sending Amy home. So, like, what are they going to do? I also need to make note that there was a blow up between Keanu and Rachel. Now, these 2 have been pretty close. And then Keanu and Rachel began. Actually, I shouldn't have gotten this music yet. Okay. So Keanu and Rachel had a falling out because they were talking about Rachel's moments, that he remembers. And he started pointing, instead of like praising Rachel for like her accomplishments, like, let's say, going back into the house, after she was evicted, winning the HOH comp that where she said floaters grab a life vest, or better yet, winning season 13, you decide to pick out her flaws, the moments where she was kicked while she was down. And here's the audio where Keanu did just that.
Brendan? No, not Brendan. He was on the weight bench, and you came up, and he's like, "Oh, the only reason you're even here is because they opened up Pandora's box and released something horrible in the house." Yeah.
You're here for a limited time because your boyfriend did a Pandora's box and unleashed something horrible in the house.
And then I think Hayden told you something like, "Oh, why don't you try stringing a sentence together without using the word like?"
String a sentence together without using the word like, will you?
You got some good moments in that.
Yeah, it sounds like it, huh? Really? That's what you picked up from my season? He could have said, like, yeah, I saw you and Brendan falling in love, or you winning that competition and saying floaters grab a life vest. That's iconic. Those are things that normal people would say, but people that are trying to push your buttons are going to pick out your flaws. Get out of here, Keanu. Like, please.
Yeah. So, yeah, clearly Rachel did not like that. So they go and finish having their argument right there.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Why'd you get up and storm like that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe when someone is trying to point out everything bad about me to try to get under my skin.
Oh, Rachel, that's not what I was doing.
Oh, really, Keanu? Really? You said Hayden told me that I should string together sentences without saying the word like, and you pointed out the fact that Reagan came at me. So what are you trying to do, Keanu?
Oh,
You want to with me? Game on, Keanu.
Rachel, come on, dude.
No, bro.
It was literally part of the highlights.
Was it? Keanu.
Yeah. So Keanu's already rubbing people the wrong way, and it's not gonna work out for him.
Hey, this is Alex Bravo, and I want to show you.
No, I don't care who you are. This is just making his target bigger and bigger, because you saw what happened with Rachel and Zay last week. You really want that to happen to you, Keanu? I'm just saying, don't come for Rachel, because look what happened. You see what she's capable of. So, okay, the moment of truth, Big Brother Blockbuster, and it's a puzzle. Basically, you got to build this little fingerprint puzzle. First person to do it and hit the buzzer is the winner and will be coming off the block. The Blockbuster winner. Oh, and by the way, this is a must win for everyone, because there is a scenario where, well, maybe not Will. I think Will would be okay if he didn't win, but Amy and Adrian, this is a must win, because if whoever doesn't win is likely going to be the one going home. So the Blockbuster winner is Adrian. Congratulations. I was actually, I'm rooting for Stockton Girl, but Adrian winning was a must as well, so I applaud him. So the final nominations for the week are Will and Amy. All right, it is showtime. Eviction number 2, Amy versus Will. Okay, so eviction number 2 results. Rachel voted for Amy. Now, all of social media was somehow confused as to why Rachel was voting out Amy. Well, you guys haven't watched Big Brother then, if you know why she voted Amy out. Trust me, she did not want to vote her out. But if Rachel had voted to save Amy, she probably would have been the only vote, and then that would have given a reason to nominate Rachel for eviction. So the rule is you don't want to be on the wrong side of the vote. And if you are on the wrong side of the vote, then you better put on the best poker face you got, because people will be going around seeing who were the sole votes. Okay. Morgan voted for Amy. Riley voted for Amy. Zach voted for Amy. Mickey voted for Amy. Ashley voted for Amy. Again, too, people were saying, why did Ashley vote Amy out? Same reason. They don't want to be on the wrong side of the vote. Kelly voted for Amy. We're already halfway done, and this is already enough votes to send Amy home. Lauren voted for Amy. Adrian voted for Amy. Ava voted for Amy. Vince voted for Amy. Catherine voted for Amy. And Keanu voted for Amy. A whopping 13 votes. Well, this is some sad news, because This is some sad news because I did pick Amy to be my final 2. And yeah. So Amy has been evicted from the Big Brother house by a vote of 13-0. And I must make note that she holds the record for most eviction votes in a single season, or in Big Brother history, I think. But she holds the record. All right, let's make it official. Amy is now evicted from the Big Brother house. And there we go. Amy's picture is now black and white. 2 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 more to go before we get our final 2. So 15 house guests remain in the battle for $750,000. Okay, so we didn't get to do our stream yesterday on Friday, which means a lot of you got the chance to watch Big Brother Unlocked, the premiere episode, hosted by Taylor from Big Brother 24, winner of Big Brother 24, and Derek from Big Brother 16, also the winner of Big Brother 16. So it was a nice little talk show, basically, getting some insight on what's going on in the house from professionals themselves. They know what it's like to make it to the end and navigate their social games, try to make it to the end. So you'll see some behind the scene footage of stuff you didn't see on Big Brother. They'll recap some of the big moments that happened. Last night they brought on Amy to do a little interview. So the next episode of Big Brother Unlocked will be on August 8th at 8:00 p.m. all time zones. Now, there is a special poll that is going on for the next episode of Big Brother Unlocked. It's called Who to Goo. Vote, and this time you're voting for the house guest who has the worst fashion sense. So I'm going to leave a link in the description. The website is cbs.com/bbvote. And it will take you to a page where you can hit a link and vote for the house guest that you think has the worst fashion sense. And I can already tell who that is just from looking at this lineup. You will find out the result, or the voting ends this Friday, August 1st, and then the winner will be revealed on August 8th. So on the next Big Brother Unlocked episode. All right, so next week on the recap show, we'll cover the week 3. See who will be heading out the door next, who's going to reign supreme as the head of household, and we'll see if Mickey ends up using her power or not. Plus, don't forget, Zach is sitting pretty right now. He holds $10,000, and as soon as he's on the block and he's in danger, he can cash in the 10 grand to the head of household that puts him up for his safety. So we'll see how long that goes. It says next Friday at 5 p.m. We'll see if that happens. If not, I might have to record it again and release it during the weekend. So just please make sure you have those notification bells ready to go. And that is a wrap. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. I will get these videos out as soon as I can. Also, we need to... I also do want to bring up that we did have some big name deaths this week. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, Chuck Mangione, Hulk Hogan, all big names in the entertainment industry and wrestling industry. So rest in peace to all those guys because they were trailblazers nonetheless. Just a quick shout out to them. Also, I am beginning to start my video music award projects. I am going to be releasing a video soon where I place my bets as to who will be getting a nomination this year. So be on the lookout for that. Nominations will be rolling out pretty soon as August begins, and I will get that video ready to go as well. So thank you guys for watching. Big Brother is popping right now. I can't wait to see. This is only week 2. So much has happened already. I can't wait to see what's going to happen this week. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.